Hello, this is Cinda Williams, and I'll be the facilitator tonight for our Week 4 webinar on marketing. Colette is away this week, so we wish her well on her vacation. And I want to go through some of the logistics with you. Close all the other programs running on your computer. Please check your sound, and if you're running into problems with clarity, speed, you could switch to the phone, and the call-in number is provided in your welcome email. Please mute the computer sound when you're using the phone, and type in questions for speakers or to help with viewing and sound into the question box. And Jessica will be helping with the questions today and the polls. So today we have Diane Green as our guest speaker. Jessica McAleese is, like I said, online, but will not be a speaker, will help with polls. And Melissa Lyons is our other speaker tonight. And we'll say that Colette is with us in spirit. And Diane Green from Green Tree Naturals will get started, but we'll let Jessica start the polls now.
Great. Well, the first poll asks a question about what sort of enterprises folks are considering. And let me just launch it real quick. What are you considering as a market for your enterprise on the farm? And please select all that apply. And you can select one or more of the following: a farmer's market, a farm stand, internet sales, CSA or other subscription type, restaurants, or other. So go ahead and take a couple seconds and click away. 50% have voted. 67. You might not know what kind of market you are looking for quite yet, but I'm sure that a lot of you have some sort of idea in mind. 83% have voted. 92% and 100%. Well, let's close the poll and share results. And it looks like 75% of you are thinking about a farmer's market and or a farm stand, and 83% are looking at other types. So I'm going to be curious, maybe in the question and answer period, some folks can speak up and tell a little bit about what other types they're looking for. 58% for CSA, 50% for internet, and 50% for restaurants. Okay. The next poll we have, let me see how, oh, here it is how important is it to you that you have a direct relationship with your customer? And select one of the following. It's extremely important. I want to be there face to face when the product's delivered or purchased. You want to be there. Somewhat important. Maybe it's important that you meet the customer at least once. Maybe it's not really that important. You don't need to meet and greet every single customer. Or maybe you feel like one-on-one to relating, no thanks. I would prefer never to have to deal with customers ever. So go ahead and vote and let's see what people think about direct marketing. So 85% of you have voted. Give it a couple more seconds. 92% and 100% have voted. So these are the results. 38% of you think that it's extremely important. You want to be there face-to-face direct marketing with your customer when the product's sold. And 38% of you think that it's somewhat important. You want to meet your customers at least once. And 23% think that it's not that important. You don't need to meet and greet every single customer every single time. And nobody thinks that the direct relationship with the customer is not important, so that's good. All right, let's hide these results and get back to the webinar.
Great, Jessica. Thank you. So, Diane, it is your turn. I will let you tell them a little bit about yourself, and here's Diane.
Hello, everyone. Obviously, we started a little bit late, so there were some glitches, and that's kind of the nature of farming, so we all know about that. Next slide. I'm going to start out with kind of a little bit of an overview. Cinda, next slide, please. There you go. And just kind of walk you through a little bit of the background of Green Tree Naturals. And I know you have some slide handouts, so you have our website, so you can always go there and get more information. Next slide. Next. Aha. So Green Tree Naturals is a certified organic farm, and we became certified organic in 1992. And we have a little over 2 acres in production. Next. And we've always been certified organic, have kind of initiated that process just because I think that's important. No, next slide. Go back where you were. We feel that being certified organic is an important for our customers, and I'm committed to that. I think if you're kind of playing around with going back and forth whether you should certify or not, go to our website, and on the home page there's an article that I wrote there about organic certification, and I kind of went back and forth. I think I title it "To Certify or Not to Certify," and it just kind of gives you some perspectives to outline if you're thinking about that, why you should, and what reasons why you should and reason why you shouldn't. So this just kind of is an overview of what we grow and gives you a perspective of the diversity of our small farm. And like I said, we have a little over 2 acres in production. And every single year we try new varieties and assess our crop. I'll always try something new. I will always keep good records on that and look at how it produces and how it sells. And it we have some old standards, but we change some things a little bit every year just because the marketplace changes. So I encourage you to really look closely at that, and don't stick to the same thing all the time unless it's doing really well for you. Next. Because we've kind of, as we've gone through a variety of things, it's not changing. Next slide. As we've gone through a variety of things, one more. Seems like we're going the wrong direction here. See, I have no control. When the reality, none of us have any control over what we're doing. So we just have to move forward as best we can. So we have chickens for eggs that we sell, and we keep a flock of about 50 hens that we rotate every 2.5 years. And I used to take eggs to the farmers market. I don't so much anymore. We mostly have them self-serve on the farm and for our CSAs. Next slide. And those are some cold chickens this past couple days, but they're still laying pretty well. We're still getting about 3 dozen a day right now. There we go, and that's just a view of the garden from we have 11 acres, but only 2 in production, and you can see that half of our property is forested and part of it is open fields. Next. This is a view from the south garden. So depending, I can see that I looked at some of your surveys, the student surveys, and see that most of you are going to be doing vegetables, and depending on where you are, you certainly want to be looking closely at season extension and different techniques. And in this slide, you can see like in the bottom right there, we use this hog wire and clothespins. I mean, you can do season extension pretty cost effectively. In the picture on the top right, that's shade cloth for when we're growing cool, loving crops during the heat of the summer, like for lettuces. And then the large picture in the middle is cucumbers grown on trellises on cattle panels inside a hoop house. And the other thing there for season extension is also looking at the black that also allows for heating up the soil. Next slide, please. So we're always experimenting with different types of season extension techniques. So we have the 3 unheated hoops, 13 and 13.5 by 36 foot. And we just added 24 by 48 high tunnel this fall. And in the picture with the tomatoes, I want you to also notice that's the Sun Gold tomato house. And I want you to pay attention to the red for the red mulch, which helps increase yields on tomatoes. So here we are. Garlic's a big crop for us. We're harvesting garlic scapes, which I bet for at least 5 years when we first started harvesting garlic, we threw the scapes away. Well, we fed them to the chickens. Then one day I went, oh, maybe I should do something with these. And now we sell them. And for years we were making pesto, garlic scape pesto, and selling those as well, selling the garlic scape pesto at farmers market. Next slide. And the scape, you only have scapes on hard neck garlic, not on soft neck, so depending on what you're growing, that kind of makes a difference. So one of the things that in this picture, this is garlic harvest time, and people are always asking us that because we always sell out of our garlic every year, and it's been a great crop for us. It grows really well here, but the only reason we don't expand on that crop is because we don't have the infrastructure, being a building to cure the garlic after post-harvest handling, but also when the garlic harvest is ready, it's usually ready for harvest at a time when we have a million other things going on. And while we did increase the garlic planting this year, it's just something because we're keeping records, we really know how much we can handle, and at this point we would have to put up another building, invest the money and the infrastructure to make that happen. So I just wanted to make that note. Next slide. We have really good garlic. We sell it for seed and for eating. So here's just kind of a little overview of our marketing without really reading through that. You can read through it there. But you can see that we've first started out with the farmers market, and the thing with the marketing aspects for us, I've always been the marketer in our farm family. I mean, I had a Kool-Aid stand when I was a kid. I've always done arts and crafts sales. That's always been a really important thing to me. So I'm a natural marketer. I'm good at it. I like it. And you can see what we started out with. We slowly added a little bit of things as we move through the years. And I think it's really important as you explore different venues for your marketing that you really give some serious thought about how you feel about having relationships with your customers. I mean, we did that poll to start out, but really try different things and see how that works out for you and see how that feels. And for us, you can see with the diversity of it, with the Sunday brunch on the farm, I mean, we just slowly have added and added, and we're pretty diversified. And I think diversity in your marketing is really an important aspect of selling, as it's every bit as important as the diversity in what you grow. Next slide, please. That just doesn't want to change slides very quickly. It's cold, so it's moving slowly, I guess. As we're waiting for that to change. There we go.